Pakistan ranks among the countries with the highest recorded cases of violence against women. In 2021, a chilling example of this surfaced, shaking the nation and grabbing international headlines when news broke of the brutal killing of a 27-year-old diplomat's daughter. Shockingly, this crime wasn't committed by a stranger, but by the son of one of Pakistan's wealthiest businessmen. Today, we're talking about the Noor Mukadam case. What really happened to Noor Mukadam? Who was the affluent young man behind this horrendous crime? And what happened in the aftermath? Stay with us until the end to uncover this heart-wrenching story of cruelty. As we mentioned, this is the story of Noor Mukadam, a 27-year-old woman from Pakistan. Noor was born on October 23, 1993, in Amman, Jordan. She came from a highly influential family in Pakistan. Her father, Shaukat Mukadam, served as Pakistan's ambassador to South Korea and Kazakhstan. Following his retirement, Shaukat settled with his family in Islamabad. On the morning of July 19, 2021, Shaukat and his wife left early for some shopping, with Noor choosing to stay home. When Shaukat returned later that evening, he found that Noor was not at home. Concerned, he tried calling her, but there was no response. Text messages also went unanswered. As time passed, Shaukat's worry grew. He began contacting Noor's friends, hoping they might know her whereabouts, but everyone replied that they hadn't seen or heard from her. Refusing to give up, Shaukat and his wife kept calling her number and texting her throughout the night. Some of Noor's friends even came over to the family's house, hoping to help locate her, but by morning, there was still no word from Noor. As they were about to involve the police, something unexpected happened. At exactly 10:43 in the morning, Noor's mother received a voice message from Noor's phone. What Noor said in that voice message remains undisclosed to this day. Immediately after receiving the message, Noor's mother decided to call one of Noor's old friends, Zahir Zakir Jaffer. However, Zahir didn't pick up. A minute later, at 10:56 a.m., Zahir called Noor's mother back, explaining he hadn't answered earlier because he was busy. Noor's mother then asked Zahir if he knew anything about her daughter's whereabouts. Zahir claimed he didn't know anything and reassured them he had no information. He continued to speak to Noor's parents for about 20 minutes before ending the call. After this conversation, Shaukat's concern intensified. He had assumed Noor might have gone to Zahir's house, but after Zahir also claimed to know nothing, Shaukat felt a deep sense of foreboding. They intensified their search efforts, desperately hoping to find some trace of Noor. Evening came and went, but still, there was no sign of Noor. By now, it was July 20, 2021, and the clock had struck around 10 p.m. Noor Mukadam's family and friends were exhausted from searching for her all day. Then, at around 10 p.m., her father, Shaukat, received a call from Kozar police station in Islamabad, requesting him to come as soon as possible. A chill ran down Shaukat's spine as he sensed something terrible had happened. Along with some family members, he rushed to the police station. From there, the police escorted Shaukat and his family to Islamabad's upscale sector F-7 quarters, an address not unfamiliar to him. It was the home of one of Pakistan's most prominent businessmen, Zakir Jaffer. Shaukat knew this house well. He shared a long-standing friendship with Zakir, and the families had known each other for years. As he entered, trying to make sense of why they were brought here, his world shattered. The police led Shaukat into a room where he found his daughter's lifeless body. Noor's head was detached and placed aside, while her body lay on the other side of the room, covered in gruesome injuries. The entire room was drenched in blood. A knife lay nearby, alongside a pistol. The most shocking part, right there in the same room was Zakir's son, Zahir Jaffer, lying on the floor with his hands and feet tied, yelling and screaming furiously. Witnessing this horrifying scene, Shaukat and his family broke down, their screams echoing through the house. After a while, the police tried to console Shaukat and asked him to identify his daughter's body formally. After he confirmed her identity, Noor Mukadam's body was taken into police custody and sent for an autopsy. Meanwhile, Zahir Jaffer, behaving erratically in the room, was immediately arrested and taken to the police station. At that moment, one question haunted everyone: what had happened here? To uncover the truth, the police launched an investigation, and piece by piece, the shocking story behind Noor Mukadam's death began to unfold. Meanwhile, as the police investigation began, news of this high-profile murder case started surfacing in the media. Given that the prime suspect was the son of one of Pakistan's most influential businessmen, there were concerns that attempts might be made to cover up the case. Initially, the media did not give the story much attention, further fueling these suspicions. Seeing this, Noor Mukadam's friends took to social media to share information about the incident, launching an online campaign for justice. Additionally, women across Pakistan took to the streets in solidarity, demanding justice for Noor. Soon, the case gained widespread attention nationwide. Pakistan's then Prime Minister, Imran Khan, also took notice, instructing police officials to conduct a thorough and honest investigation. Following his orders, the probe intensified, and more revelations began emerging daily. After several days of investigation, the police finally began piecing the case together. It emerged that Zahir Jaffer, the suspect, was the son of a prominent businessman in Pakistan, while Noor Mukadam was the daughter of a high-ranking diplomat. Zahir held both American and Pakistani citizenship. Both families spent a significant part of their lives abroad, where Noor and Zahir first met in New York, becoming close friends. Their bond grew stronger over time, and they promised to stay together. Their families, who already shared a long-standing friendship, had no objection to this relationship and even entertained the possibility of turning their friendship into a familial alliance. But as time passed, this dream faded. Zahir had a deeply aggressive personality and was known to be a heavy substance user. At one point, his condition worsened so much that he was sent to a rehabilitation center in England. Zahir also faced accusations of harassment, though his father's influence allowed him to avoid serious consequences each time. Zahir's issues only escalated, ultimately leading to his expulsion from the United Kingdom. In 2019, he returned to Pakistan and did not leave again. Meanwhile, Noor also returned to Pakistan to live with her parents. By then, her relationship with Zahir had soured, and they mostly avoided contact despite being in the same city. As time went by, Noor and Zahir decided to set aside past grievances and reconnect. By early 2021, they began speaking more frequently over the phone. However, their renewed friendship was short-lived, and they eventually stopped communicating again. According to police reports, despite the silence between them, Noor reached out to Zahir in July with a friendly text, asking how he was doing. Zahir responded by immediately calling her repeatedly, eventually rekindling their communication. During one of their conversations, Zahir told Noor that he was planning to leave for New York on July 19th and expressed a desire to meet her before his departure. Initially, Noor declined, but after Zahir's repeated requests, she agreed to meet. On the evening of July 18th, at 9:05 p.m., she left her home and arrived at Zahir's residence around 10 p.m. According to Zahir's statements during the investigation, things appeared normal when Noor first arrived, and they chatted for a while. But then Noor's phone started ringing continuously, which made Zahir angry, and he began speaking to her aggressively. Noor's parents were repeatedly calling her, worried about her whereabouts. Zahir, however, did not allow her to answer the calls. Eventually, he snatched her phone and confined her in his home. Zahir's initial plan was to catch a 3:50 a.m. flight to New York on July 19th. However, he became so entangled in the argument with Noor that he missed his flight. After briefly leaving for the airport, he returned home instead. By now, it was July 20th, and Noor remained trapped in Zahir's house. At one point, she managed to grab her phone and sent a quick message to her mother, but Zahir soon snatched it back and became enraged. He then started violently assaulting her. During the police investigation, CCTV footage obtained from Zahir's home revealed a harrowing scene. Noor tried to escape multiple times, fleeing to the balcony in a desperate bid for safety. However, Zahir would pull her back into the room each time. In one instance, when Noor again fled to the balcony, Zahir chased after her. In a moment of sheer instinct, she leaped from the balcony, falling onto the railing outside, which caused her significant injuries. Despite her injuries, Noor fought through the pain and attempted to reach the main gate. Unfortunately, Zahir's two servants were stationed there, preventing her from escaping. Zahir soon came downstairs, dragged Noor back into his house, and resumed his brutal assault. As Zahir tortured her, the security guard managed to call Zahir's parents, who were away celebrating a festival in Karachi at that time. According to call records, upon hearing from the guard, Zahir's mother quickly contacted a rehabilitation center called Therapy Works, where Zahir had occasionally worked. A short time later, people from the therapy center arrived at Zahir's home and tried to enter, but Zahir had locked all the doors from the inside. Eventually, some managed to access the room where Zahir was present via the balcony. By this time, it was already too late. Zahir had crossed every boundary of humanity. He had severely beaten Noor and then attacked her with a pistol. Unsatisfied, he then used a switchblade to stab her repeatedly, leaving her bleeding and unconscious on the floor. After this brutal assault, Zahir didn't stop there. He gruesomely decapitated Noor. Following this horrific act, Zahir called his mother again and spoke with her for a while. After their conversation, she once more contacted the therapy center, asking them to send help. When the staff finally managed to enter the house, Zahir mistook them for Noor's family members and attacked him as well, injuring one person severely enough to require hospitalization. The rest of the staff managed to subdue Zahir, tying his hands and feet before leaving him in a room. Afterward, the police were informed about the incident. Upon arriving at the scene, the officers identified Noor's body with the help of her parents and sent it for a post-mortem examination. Meanwhile, Zahir was arrested and taken to the police station. The post-mortem report confirmed that Noor Mukadam had endured horrific torture. Further investigation revealed that after taking Noor captive, Zahir demanded a ransom of 10 lakh Pakistani rupees, of which Noor managed to bring 3 lakh through her servant to Zahir's house. Despite this payment, Zahir did not release Noor, insisting that her family must not be informed about the ransom demand. Once the police investigation concluded, the case was brought to a local court. Initially, Zahir's lawyer attempted to argue that Zahir had acted out of insanity. However, following a court order, Zahir underwent a medical examination, which determined that he was mentally sound. As a result, the trial progressed, and on February 24, 2022, the court sentenced Zahir to 25 years in prison for the torture of Noor Mukadam and the death penalty for her murder. Additionally, 2 of the house servants, Mohammed Iftikhar and Mohammed Zahir, were sentenced to 10 years each. These were the same servants who had prevented Noor from escaping. The court noted that if these 2 had allowed Noor to leave, her life might have been saved. The police also arrested individuals from the psychotherapy center, accusing them of attempting to destroy key evidence to help Zahir and failing to inform the police in a timely manner. However, the court acquitted them of all charges. Following the verdict from the lower court, Noor Mukadam's father appealed to the Islamabad High Court, seeking a harsher punishment for the accused. After a full hearing on March 13, 2023, the High Court overturned the lower court's 25-year sentence for Zahir, replacing it with the death penalty, effectively doubling his sentence to a double death penalty. As of now, Zahir Jafar has appealed the Islamabad High Court's decision to the Supreme Court of Pakistan, where the case is currently being heard. Friends, while the responsibility of sentencing lies with the court, what punishment do you think Zahir Jafar deserves? Be sure to share your thoughts in the comments section. If you appreciate our effort, please like and share this video. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, quickly hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon for notifications. Stay connected with us for more stories from the world of crime. Thank you.